All right, so in this video, I'm gonna show you how to get the Liquid Hammock sun shelter set up on the Liquid Hammock 10 or 10 Plus. And I'm gonna do it just with one person. It is definitely easier with two people, but once you get the hang of it, you'll have it up in no time and be enjoying that shade. So let's get to it. All right, so the first step is you're gonna want to get your Liquid Hammock inflated, and you're gonna take out everything that came in the bag. So you're just gonna lay out the sunshade, and you're gonna assemble all the poles. So this is gonna be your spare pole, so you can set that aside, but everything else we're gonna use for this assembly. So I'm just gonna fast forward the video here, and the first thing you're gonna do is get all of these poles connected and laid out. All right, now that we got our poles laid out and assembled, we're gonna take our sunshade and we're gonna flip it upside down. So this shiny side is the bottom, and we're gonna take these tabs, there's two little tabs on each end, and we're gonna open this bag and we're gonna get these straps out of it. Okay, so you'll have two straps. I like to take the end that does not have the tightener on it and attach that to the top part of this, right through this little sleeve here. So it's just very easy to clip on. You're gonna do one there, and you're gonna take the other end and clip this on here through this part, like that. And then we're gonna take our shade. So this is gonna be one end. We're gonna set that there, come around here, set this one over here, and we're just laying it out so that we can put the poles in here. So this long pole is going to be on the outside. So you'll find the sleeve right here on the outside near this piece here. There's a little pocket, and you're gonna take one of the poles, the longer pole, one of the longer poles, and you are going to put it in the sleeve all the way through. Now, just like a tent, you're gonna wanna hold here and push the pole in. Do not pull the pole from the other side. If you pull it from that side down there, the pole will come apart. So you're just gonna keep pushing this through till it comes out the other side. Now we're gonna take our middle pole, which is the shortest pole. And again, there's another pocket here. You're gonna find the little sleeve, and you're gonna slip the pole all the way through on this side. Again, do not pull the poles from that side down there. The pole will come apart and you'll have to be putting it back together. So what I'm trying to do is, let me slide this way. I'm trying to make the poles even on that side when they come out of the sleeve. And I'll show you why in a second. Then we're gonna take our third pole. We're gonna find the third sleeve, which is down here towards the end. And we're gonna slide our third pole in. Again, holding right here where it started and pulling or pushing the pole through. You may get hung up, just have some slack in it, and it will continue to push through the entire sleeve. All right, so now that we have all of the poles assembled and in their sleeves, we're gonna wanna make all three of these poles the same length. Again, do not pull from here, because if you pull from here, this is gonna come out, okay? So you wanna push the poles, don't pull them. Next, we're gonna have four pieces left. We're gonna have the brackets and the carabiners. So on the brackets, you'll see that there's kind of a pointy end. These are like the stabilizers, so that when this bends, it keeps this middle one in place. So you're gonna wanna take your carabiner and you're gonna wanna clip it from the bottom like this. Okay, Let me show you that again with just 2 in my hand. So this is going to be the outside. It's going to sit on the D-ring like this. You're going to take the carabiner and clip it like that, okay? And be careful, this part right here, since it's so flush, these are a little sharp, so you can poke yourself there, but that's how it's assembled, okay? So now when we take this bracket, let me make sure I'm still in view here, slide this down here, and before we attach this bracket, we're gonna flip the shade over now that we got the poles inside. So this pole is gonna go over here, and that pole is gonna go over there. Then we're gonna take our straps. That strap's gonna go to that D-ring, and our other strap's gonna go to this D-ring, and we're just gonna clip them on. Clip this one on. And even if you haven't set the lengths, it'll be fine for the initial setup. I'll show you how to adjust them once we get this set up. So now we're gonna take our bracket, and again, we're going to insert each pole. Again, shortest pole goes in the middle, and the 2 long poles go on the end. Then we're gonna take our bracket once we got our poles in there, and we are gonna clip it to the D-ring. Just like that, just give it a little lift up a little bit, and then you are now clipped in. So we now have 3 attachment points. We have our straps on these D-rings, and we have our bracket on this D-ring. Then we're gonna take our final bracket, again with the assembly of the carabiner. You're gonna clip it on this way, okay? All right, so in order to show you how this stands up when you push on it, I'm gonna have to slide the whole hammock this way. So this is gonna go out of view, but that end will still be in view. Okay, so now we have everything attached just like before. And this is where, if you're doing it by yourself, if you're on land, you're fine because the hammock's not gonna move. But if you're in the water, push that end of the hammock, have somebody hold it, push it up against the boat, push it on the sandbar, just something so that the hammock doesn't move. Because when we push these poles up and they expand, it's gonna wanna push the hammock that way. So you're gonna take the last mounting bracket and you're gonna put the 2 end poles in, and the middle pole's not gonna reach yet, but you're gonna hold your hand on the bottom of the bracket here, I don't know if you can see that, and you're gonna push up. Once you get close enough to this middle pole, you can shove that in the middle bracket, and you're just gonna lift up on it. So now the shade has stood up. You're gonna take this carabiner, clip that guy on there, and you're pretty much done. So now we're just gonna adjust the shade. Let me bring it back in the middle so that you can see it. So now we're just gonna adjust it, right? So these straps, I like the adjustment down here at the bottom just so it's not in my face. These straps are adjustable. So you tighten the strap to bring this end down more, and you loosen the strap to bring this up, and you do the opposite on the other side of the shade. So this is kind of good as far as the initial setup, and you're gonna want it to be in the middle of the D-ring, middle of the hammock. That means this fabric will be able to be tightened down there once we get there. So if you want the shade kind of in the middle, my dog Marshall is going to make an appearance. What are you doing, Marsh? You're going to want these even if you want the shade directly overhead. So you're going to take these adjustments and you're going to loosen them up all of the way. And then you're going to slide this under the metal bracket and into the carabiner clip. So there you go. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. We're just gonna pull this adjustment as loose as it can go, strip it or put it down below the metal bracket and into the carabiner. You can tighten these if you need to. They're set from the factory. If you don't want to tighten them, you don't have to. So that's it. You are ready to go. you got the shade set up. This is for when the sun is directly overhead. Let's say it's later in the afternoon, you want to adjust the shade. You'll loosen one side of the other, and then you'll come to this side and you'll tighten it. And there you go. That is adjusting the shade for different angles. Again, the angle is pretty much infinite amount of angles you can have here, depending on where the shade is, depending on where the sun is. So that is getting the shade set up. I'm going to show you how to break it down, kind of the same way we put it together. So let's get to that. All right, so now it's the end of the day. You're going to want to take this shade down, get it all packed up. It's just as easy as putting it up, and I'll show you what to do. So you're going to leave everything connected except for these end straps. So we're kind of disassembling it the opposite of the way we put it together. So these two end straps over the bracket are going to come out. So just push the clasp on the carabiner open, take the strap out, and that's pretty much it. So you're going to want to take this bracket and see how when you push it to the hammock, it has extra slack here. So you're going to push with one hand, open the carabiner with the other, and then you're just going to slide it out of the D-ring. Just like that, and then the whole shade is going to fall, just like it was when we put it back up. And then we're going to take the bracket off from this side. We can put that away. You can take these clips off of the shade here. And then we're going to pull the poles out of this bracket here. And then we're going to take this bracket off. And then again with the poles, with disassembling, same thing as assembly, you're going to want to push them through the sleeve. Okay? So on this one, you're going to have to come through, just grab an area and push it through the other end. I'll show you with this one. If you try to pull this pole through here, it's going to pull out, and it's not going to pull by pulling it. Come over here, pull it through. Now we got all the poles still connected. Now we can push the rest of the poles through. Hopefully that helps you getting it assembled and disassembled. And we'll see you on the next video.